On today's Homefront, military families get some help from Elmo. Sesame Workshop is unveiling new digital support tools called Healthy, Happy, Ready in a collaboration with the Pentagon's Office of Military, Family and Community Policy. It's an effort to help military children build lifelong habits around nutrition, movement and emotional wellness, especially while coping with the stresses of military life like moving or having a parent deploy. I recently spoke with Jeanette Betancourt. She's Sesame Workshop's Senior Vice President for U.S. Social Impact. And we started by talking about Sesame Street's long history of working with the military on family issues.
We have the dedication to our military families for over 19 years. And I think this program is not necessarily that it's different, but rather we continue to listen to our military families and the community on how we may support them best. And in this case, it's really around healthy habits, how to keep nutrition, physical activity part of your everyday moments.
Yeah, food insecurity is actually a huge problem for military families. When I talk to civilians about that, they're stunned to find it out. And a big focus of these resources is making the everyday stuff fun, which includes with food and making meals. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the idea of meal planning, thinking ahead how you make the most of the purchases that you make around food. So for example, one wonderful meal that we recommend is how Elmo is showing, along with Abby and his mom, to really make hummus, but also to think of all the ingredients and how you can use those ingredients for other foods and how you may plan the week ahead so you make sure that you have healthy snacks, that you also are making the most of the food that you're having together. And lastly, that you're doing it together as a family. And I think that's our focus, how military families who are often in transitions or have very busy life, they can fit in these family moments.
Kids in military families, and you allude to this, they are facing challenges that other kids are not, right? What topics resonate the most with them, have you found?
We found one is the wonderful connection with our wonderful characters, our Muppets, to see Elmo experiencing sometimes big feelings when, let's say, they have to relocate or there's a deployment or a temporary duty assignment. So what we do is we model with our wonderful Muppets not only the child's voice, but then how the grown-ups around them can really support them, both in moments in how they connect and how they celebrate maybe birthdays or things where they may be far apart, but also the joys of military life, because it really strengthens children and their families coming together.
Okay, so we get to see Elmo. Which other characters factor large in this programming?
We have wonderful Rosita as well as Abby. We have our characters who themselves are experiencing military life. Elmo has his dad who is in the Guard, and then we have Rosita who also has experienced military life where her dad is now a veteran. But more importantly, it's also the friends that come along, Abby. And one more thing is that these resources are not just our healthy, happy, ready resources, but many others, because we've also remodeled our website, Sesame Street for Military Families, so that it's much more accessible to families on the go. You can have it on any platform, and you have multiple resources to address whatever transitions may be happening in military life.
And Jeanette, what do you hear from families about what it means for the kids, for the parents to see themselves reflected in these characters that now for generations have been a part of our life?
I think what is most important is that our process at Sesame Workshop is to listen to parents and families and hear what their needs are. So what you're seeing through the resources is what parents and other organizations supporting military families are asking for. But more importantly, what you see through our wonderful Muppets like Elmo, Abby, Rosita, is you see that they are sharing feelings and activities and just like the children that they are watching. And so finally, it's really the voice of the child, but more importantly, it's also how we are collaborating with the military community to respond to what's important to them and their children.
Jeanette Betancourt, thank you so much for joining us and for talking about this. We look forward to seeing it.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it, and thank you for the support of Sesame Workshop for over the long term of years.